You may be seated even now in the presence of the Lord. And today we are continuing our series talking about realization. Again, we have begun this entire year looking at the word extraordinary. And every month taking a look at letters in that word to recognize because we are extraordinary, because we trust in an extraordinary God. So I want to raise a question today. How many of us know that God is always for us and never against us? If you know that, would you just give God a hand clap and say, He's always for you and never against you. Romans 8:31 puts it clearly. Read this with me, please. As long as you know that God is for you, it doesn't matter who's against you. Isn't that good right there? How many of us know today that God is always with us and will never turn his back on us? If you know that, would you give God another hand clap of praise as well? So this verse right here from Isaiah 41:10, this is the verse that one of the first verses I ever learned in life. After my father had left and my mom has left to raise 3 kids all by herself and really wondering how things are going to go. And you know, when you're really in a difficult situation, some of the folk that were with it you could always call on when everything is going well, you don't hear from them anymore. So all these folk, all these relatives and all these friends knew we were going through all these times. There were times when we were concerned about the lights being on. And sometimes we had to study by flashlight. There were times we didn't even have food, so my mom just called a fast. There were times we didn't teach it, but it never was a time where we ended up losing our house. It never was a time we had something repossessed. And never was a time. Why? Because my mama put this verse right here all around our house. She put it out there on the bathroom window. One day put it on my forehead so we would never forget what God has done. Read this with me, please. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. Yes, I will uphold you with the righteous right hand. Anybody know God is always with you right now? You got to know when things don't look good and things don't look good, that God is always still there with you. And I praise God for the lesson that my mom taught me years ago, to know that you can rely on God because God is always for you and God is always with you. And you never have to be concerned about God turning his back on us. How many of us know today that God is always surrounding us and never scaring us? Folks talk about the fear of the Lord. When we talk about the fear of the Lord, it's not mean we're scared of him. It's talking about that we reverence him so much. We honor him so much. We exalt him so much instead. But how many of us know God is always surrounding us? And give God a hand clap of praise. He's always surrounding us. And I love what it says right here from Psalm 5:12. Let's read this together. God surrounds and protects me with favor like a shield. You may not be able to see this image right now, but it's an umbrella that's now deflecting the rain if you're under there. And what they're saying right now is that because we know God, because we are in God, and because we are believers, that his favor is going to protect us, it's going to surround us like a shield. And I'm telling you right now, there's favor. Everybody in here is saying that we did not deserve. There's favor that we walked into. There's favor that's been manifested in our lives. All because God is the one who surrounds. Now look, when you're surrounded, I'm talking about everywhere around you there's favor. You try to go to the right, there's favor. You try to go forward, there's favor. You try to go to the left, there's favor. He said, I'm going to protect you and surround you with my favor. How many of us know that God is always prospering us and wants us to succeed and not be defeated? If you know that, give God a hand clap of praise. If you know he's always... Now, let's read this. I love this right from Psalm 35:27. Let's read this together. My God delights in my prosperity, and I will continue to magnify him. I'm telling you, God delights in the prosperity of his service. I love this little part right here. This little boy saying, Lord, prosper me so that I can prosper others. Because Psalm 35:27, the Lord takes pleasure in the prosperity of his service. Now, here's what has happened. We have, as the even the word, allowed the world to hijack this phrase. We've allowed some kind of way now, when you start talking about prosperity, folks start stepping away and stepping back and being concerned. And we have to reclaim what prosperity really is all about. Because when you hear prosperity right now, what automatically comes to mind? Money. And I'm telling you, if you look at the first time that the word prosperity is used in the Bible, it is from Genesis chapter 37. Look what it says right here. Read this with all together. It's verse 2. Read this together. The Lord was with Joseph, and he was a successful and prosperous man. Now, mind you, by the time you get to Joseph right here in Genesis 39, in Genesis 37, his brothers were going to kill him, sold him into slavery, and now he's arriving into the land as a slave. But it says right now he was prosperous and successful. Why? Because God was with him. So now he is a slave, so it can't deal with money. He has no possessions. But it says the Lord was with Joseph. And as a result of the Lord being with Joseph, he was successful and prosperous. And just in case we missed that, let's go to the end of this chapter. So what goes on in here throughout this entire time, it tells us that Joseph became the head person there in what would be the equivalent of the Secretary of Defense's house. And his wife had some eyes for Joseph. And whenever the husband walked away, the wife was hitting on Joseph. She wanted to do more than squeeze the Charmin. And Joseph said, I can't do this thing against God. And so he ran away and had the coat. She grabbed him. He, being a man of integrity, he ran with the coat in her hand. And she lied and said he tried to come in to her. In turn, he was put in jail. And look what it says right here in the midst of that. He's already a slave right here. Now he's in jail, and look what it says in Genesis 39, 21 through 23. Let's read this together. But the Lord was what? And showed him mercy. Keep going. And gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. Skip on down to verse 23 now. The keeper of the prison did not look into anything that was under Joseph's authority, because the Lord was with him, and whatever he did, the Lord made it to prosper. So prosperity, so at this point he's in jail, so prosperity can't just be about money. It can't be about prestige. What makes us prosperous as believers? Because what? The Lord is with us. Since you know God, you're happy and appreciative that God is with you. Would you join me in giving God one more hand clap of praise? So the Lord takes pleasure in the prosperity of his servants, because when we rely on him and know he's with us, at that point we are positioned to receive what he has for us. And now listen, so with all that having been said, since believers know that God is always for us, that God is always with us, that God is always surrounding us, that God is always prospering us, why are so many believers living beneath our potential? Potential is here, and we're producing here. Why is it, if we know already that God is for us, come on, y'all shouted a minute ago, and God is with us, and God is surrounding us, and also God is prospering us, why are so many believers living like we have no spiritual power? Just letting the devil just run everything. Instead of saying, no, we're going to talk about authority and power later on, but we live like we have no spiritual power at all. Since we know right here God is for us, and God is with us, and God is surrounding us, and God is prospering us, why is it then, why are so many believers not possessing, embracing, and receiving everything that God made available through Jesus' resurrection? Why is it that we just got through saying we know God is for us, amen. We know God is with us. We know God is surrounding us and protecting us with favor. And we know that God is prospering us, and we're still not embracing and receiving and showing the world what a believer who trusts God completely can do. We are not showing the world what the power of the Holy Spirit can do. We're not showing the world what God will do with someone who is completely yielded unto him. So here's the question. Why? Because too many believers, read this with me, have stopped dreaming, envisioning, and expecting to experience the abundant life Jesus died for us to live. What does it say right here? So even though we know God is with us and for us and surround us and protect us, we're forgetting this verse right here. Read this, please. John 10:10, Amplified Class. Let's read this together. The thief comes only in order to steal and kill and destroy. Jesus says, I came that they may have and enjoy life and have it in abundance to the full, to the overflow. Anybody here ready to start enjoying life to the full and the overflow? Jesus said the only reason the devil came was to steal from you and to kill and to destroy. But Jesus said, I took away his power so that I came so you can have life and enjoy life and have an abundance to the full and the overflow. And we think the only way to enjoy life is to get drunk. Only way to enjoy life is to get high. The only way to get drunk, and instead of saying, no, at this point, I am trusting and knowing and believing that when Jesus died for me, that now I can have life and I can enjoy life to the full, to the overflow. Somebody ought to give God another hand clap of praise for enjoying and embracing life to the full. So what has happened? It is time for believers, read all these with me, to pray big, worry small, trust God, love one another, laugh more, even if you got your teeth, stress less, have faith, and rejoice and be grateful. Come on now, it's time for believers to start doing it. It's time for believers, and we're going to do this pray for a while. It's time to start praying bigger. It's time to worry smaller. You know we've been talking about this before. The word worry comes from the Greek word that means to strangle and to choke out. So here's my manifestation here. And when I'm worrying, it's not like I'm stopping God's blessings from flowing because they're already there. But now I'm choking out and strangling the path to get to what God has for me. So I got to worry less. What to do what? Trust. See, trust comes from the Hebrew and the Greek word, which means to completely rely on. Right now, everybody here beside me is seated, and you are trusting that pew's going to hold you up. You don't even care about having the folk on the pew because you are trusting and relying and believing. Now, all of a sudden, y'all starting to watch. But you're trusting that it's going to do what it's supposed to do. We going to trust a pew more than we trust God, relying on God, depending on God, and leaning on God. What's the next one? Love one another. Now, I love what the late Dr. Samuel Proctor Hall, the A&T, is named after him. He wrote this book before he went to be with the Lord, in this book, the Substance of Things Hoped For. He said that love is creating good in the life of another. That if you love somebody, you don't want to leave them where they are. You're trying to create good in their life. Or if you love somebody, you're trying to remove the barriers in their lives and the pain in their lives and the hurt in their lives and trying to create good in their lives as well. What's the next one? I'll do what? Laugh more. And I'm telling you that in the midst of all that goes on, God has a wonderful sense of humor. I had a conversation with my wife, and I saw Reverend Barber not too long ago. We went to Venice School together, and you all know the ones leading the Poor People's Campaign. He was reminded, he said, you know what, God has to have a sense of humor. Now, I don't know if you all have ever seen him in person. He's rather large, and he actually has to be on a walker. He said, only God would call somebody crippled to lead a march down in Alabama. So he said, God has think about all the stuff you've been through. Sometimes things happen in life, and you just wonder what goes on. You just got to sit back and laugh. How is it that when you knew on your gas can the little yellow light came on, and you knew you didn't have but 50 cents in your pocket, and you knew you only had 30 minutes to make it to work, that God let you get to work, clock in, get back out, get to a gas station, and fill up in the house? You got to know this. You got to laugh more. You can't be stressed because you know God has. What's the next one right here? Have faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. I'm believing that even if I don't see my manifestation, it's already there. So now, if I know that from the foundation, please write this down again, Hebrews 4:3. Hebrews 4:3 says that the works of Jesus were completed from the foundation of the world. So from the foundation of the world, the blessings are already there. So now